Whether you're a die-hard fan or just looking for a good laugh, this monthly series promises to deliver the unexpected with a dash of humor. Tune in as Gene and BT dissect the what-the-fuck moments that makes pro wrestling the exciting spectacles they are. It's time to let loose and embrace the madness with the WTF News Desk, where Gene and BT bring you the 10 strangest and most fun topics each month, leaving you entertained, amused, and eagerly awaiting the next episode.
Hey, we're live from 304 Studios in Jonesboro, Arkansas. This is an STSPOD Club production. This is episode 1078 and episode 98 of the WTF News Desk. And this is the WTF News for May of 2026. I'm alone again this month. Gene, well, he went to Piggly Wiggly to get some tater logs, so hopefully he'll return by the end of the show. I'm not sure, but he could. I want to thank everyone for our 9th annual all episodes Memphis in May. Memphis then and now, and we're going to continue to do some of this. We decided on waiting until season 3 for USWA to hit our main feed, but every Monday it's reserved for the Retro Wrestling Review Power Pro Wrestling Podcast. We'll stream it every week live on my feed, on my Facebook feed, also Saturday mornings at 11 a.m., and you can listen to it 2 p.m. Central Time on the podcast feed. Get it on your catcher, your podcast catcher. Every Thursday will be a special edition episode, which you're listening to now. It's going to be Cassette Wrestling News, the WTF News Desk. Hit me with your first shot. Observing the Observer, the Countdown Wrestling Podcast, and more. It is a special edition every Thursday. And Saturday, as everyone knows, it's rolling into Memphis every week. That's right. I just want to reach out and say thank you to the Patreon. We got a couple of new members. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're listening to this and you're not a Patreon member, you can go to stspod.club, and in the right-hand corner, link of all links, join us. We have some exclusive shows. They've been on pause. We've got the Power Pro thing going on. We got a lot of stuff going on, so we put it on pause. But guess what? The CWA Memphis Wrestling Review Show returns on the 20th. I'll be joined by Steve Crawford to pick up where Gene left off. This show, the CWA show, and this show will show up on the retro feed and our feed. I just want everyone to know on Patreon, we say stuff, well, I call it the B-side. We say stuff on the B-side we never say anywhere else. That's right. I want to, if you want to email us, stspodclub@gmail.com. Link of all links. Every day we post the Shiznit Minute on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Rumble, X, everything. Real quick, I don't have all the business done, but I did find out that we broke the record for the retro by about 600%. So the retro feed, getting old episodes of stspod.club, getting extremely high numbers of streaming for Power Pro. I want to thank Rob and Gene, my co-host over there, and thank Gene for putting all the retro stuff up. So we do flashback here on Fridays, but we release 3 old episodes every week on the retro feed. Business, I mean, just like I said, don't have all the numbers. We can look at the top 3. These are just streaming numbers. I'm sorry. These are just audio plays. The number 3 was 5-minute time limit, episode 20. Episode 1065. Number 2 was Retro Wrestling Review Power Pro Wrestling Podcast Episode 1. That was episode 1059. And Retro Wrestling Review Power Pro Wrestling Podcast. I know it's the longest name for a podcast ever. The episode 4, which was episode 1070, was number 1. That's right. We did a special week where we got caught up with the main feed with Power Pro, and everybody's listening to it audio-wise. Man, it's crazy. Thank you again. Hey, let's get started. Is everybody ready? Let's get started. We're going to do, that's right, the 10 top stories, WTF News Desk. Let's get going, folks. We're going to do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Take a quick commercial break. Come back with halftime. And then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 10. Number 10 is always there's something strange in the neighborhood. That's right. So Ruka, did I say that right? So Ruka recently went on Stephanie McMahon's podcast and shared her struggles of being accepted as a mixed woman. What? Oh, that got me a big WTF because I was not joking the day I was on this podcast and said something about Ricochet and saying he's black. She said I'm mixed. I feel like a lot of people don't really accept that, or I guess some people accept it, but some people don't. I do feel like it's always crazy every year when Black History Month rolls around and people are like, why are you calling her black? She's not black. Well, I'm sorry, Soruka. I apologize. I had no idea. I just thought it was strange when you started bringing it up when I don't think anyone knew you was mixed. That's my deal. It was a huge, big WTF moment for me. I was like, she's black? I did not know that. So let me know. All these people out here listening to this podcast, did you know she was mixed? That she was good to go? I just did not know, guys. All right. That was number 10. All right. Number 9 is always reserved for What the Fuck, Dave? What the fuck, Dave Meltzer? Dave Meltzer tweeting, if you're watching the video version of this show, I posted it up there. I'm going to read it. He said, interesting case. High-end Randy Savage was like an Osprey-level talent and years ahead of his time. Phenomenal. House show Randy Savage in no way would be a top 300 I've seen. All right. He goes on, and you can read it if you're watching the video. But I want to know, what is your opinion of this? What the fuck, Dave? Randy Savage would not be considered one of the top 300 guys because of his house show matches? Were you at every house show? The house shows that we see, he's working very hard. Randy Savage was a hell of a worker. I saw him work little small towns of 200 people or less, and he worked hard. He was a good wrestler. I don't know why Dave always does this, even though in this tweet he does talk about Patterson, but he always has to bring up somebody like Osprey or somebody with AEW. He has to compare AEW to everything. It's kind of weird. It's almost like an obsession with him. When you say something about Randy Savage, but he's got to talk about Osprey or somebody like that. Randy Savage, to me, overall, presentation, work rate, not just 10 times better than Will Ospreay. I'm a huge Will Ospreay fan. Can't talk on the microphone. He's maybe had one good promo since coming to AEW. He's a great talent, but he's also not Randy Savage, who was in the main event of WrestleMania. I know it's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings, but I can never see Ospreay being in the main event at WrestleMania. All right. Up next, this is always a fun one, folks. You know, Dave, I always like Dave. Just some things happening that he said in the past that's made me wonder, what's going on with him, or some things he said now, not in the past, but we have found some things in the past he said also that were kind of strange. But this one right here, you know, I might not know it all, but I know more than you. So somebody posted WWE definitely copying AEW now, because how ironic that after Kevin Knight turns heel, WWE is now teasing a Javon Evans heel turn. Just asked Tony for ideas instead of copying Hunter. Huh? What? So everybody that turned in the next few weeks is because Kevin Knight turned. I'm going to hurt your feelings, folks, but Triple H don't even know who the hell Kevin Knight is. Could care less. I like Kevin Knight. Hell of a talent. But Triple H don't know who he is, and he's definitely not copying the turn. They did a turn on another TV show. Was it them copying AEW? Crazy. These are the kind of folks that get on the intranet, say everything that they can say, and believe what they say. That's the scary part of it. Scary, scary part is when they get on here and they believe it's all. It's AEW is Triple H and WWE is just going to start copying everything AEW done. That's what I heard. That's what I read on the internet. All right, guys. Number 7, a retro moment. I want to direct everyone to, and I was really proud of this show. I mentioned on the CWA show at the very beginning that we would be going with Steve Crawford. He joined me on episode 1069. And the retro moments, just me just blabbing right here a little bit, and then I'm going to actually put a clip. So if you're watching the video, you can watch a clip during the Remembering Phil Hickerson episode with Steve Crawford. We talked about a match, and it kind of showed how good Phil was, but I never could find the match. I said it was really bloody, fun match. It was all over the place. I'm going to put a clip right here so that everyone, for our retro moment, I'm not going to play the bells today. We did that on the Phil Hickerson episode, but I want you to sit back and enjoy the greatness for the retro moment of Phil Hickerson tagging with Dennis Condrey. Fantastic tag team.
Paul is still trying to get Norvell over to the corner. Condrey and Lawler chicken fighting there while Hickerson is over here choking the stew out of Norvell. Condrey in with Norvell Austin. Norvell can't get to Lawler for a tag. He stays in. Norvell drops Condrey, but here's Hickerson. Condrey comes off the ropes. Norvell gets out of the way, and Condrey hits Hickerson, drops him. Norvell trying to work his way over to the corner to tag Lawler. And there's the tag on Lawler. And the referee did not see Lawler tag. He's been in there several times without tagging, and I guess he thinks it's one more time. Down goes referee Jerry Calhoun. Norvell's on the mat. Condrey was on the mat. He is up now, and Hickerson and Condrey trying to double team Lawler. Chain on his fist, going after Hickerson and Condrey. Pounded away on Hickerson and Condrey. They're both bleeding. Hickerson nails Lawler. He is down. Now they're going back to work on Norvell. The referee trying to pull himself up. Ooh, Hickerson with that enormous leg splash. Came down with a big leg on Norvell. Hickerson roughly moves referee Jerry Calhoun over. He makes the count, and the official time is going to be like 24 minutes and 3 seconds, and the winners are going to be Hickerson and Condrey in a bizarre bout. Lawler and Austin against Hickerson and Condrey. So the official winners are Hickerson and Condrey.
All right. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Number six. So I consider myself a content creator. Most of my stuff is original in the sense like WTF, but we also gather lots of stuff with USWA, CWA, Power Pro, and we review it. We go back in history and review it. YouTube has been absolutely horrible lately, trying to take stuff all off of my page, off of Gene's page. But the WWE and TKO group holdings cracked down on online content creators. Okay, here's what they did. Copyright enforcement, WWE partnered with Stream Enforcement to use automated copywriting strike bots on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Now, I can't put a WWE clip. I could not do that. Or they would take the clip down, or TikTok would do it, Facebook would do it at all times. But apparently they've got these people, and I follow one on Instagram, and she looks to be able to give her reactions again. They either channel banned them or account banned them for doing that, and told them remove everything. What they do is they'll watch a clip and they'll respond to it. A reaction video. And WWE has actually in the past used the reaction video. They actually used hers for one angle. I can't remember exactly what it was, but they also have somebody that watches social media, and they've used some of these reactions for to see what fans are reacting to. Did that make a reaction video to see what fans are reacting to? So they said, no, you can't do that. Everybody was real upset in the community and content, because here's the way it works. If they give you 3 strikes, then your channel's gone. It's out of here. It doesn't exist anymore. YouTube has that power. I just want everybody, if you're putting stuff on YouTube or you're just starting a new YouTube channel, go to Rumble. I call it the Wild West, but it does remind me of the old YouTube that wasn't so worried about, I know, copyright, but you got a multi-million-dollar company. You got fans reacting to your product. What the fuck are you doing? It's what I want to know. Why are you trying to push back on the fans that want to put your stuff over? Makes no sense to me. No sense whatsoever. All right, guys. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, it'll be halftime. That's right. It will be halftime.
Sunday, June 14th, JC Ice and Wolfie D, PG-13, are coming to Memphis Wrestling. Reserve your seat right now at memphiswrestling.tv.
Are you ready? Every Friday night, the heat rises in Arkansas. The lights go down, the crowd gets loud, and MCW takes over. This is live, hard-hitting, in-your-face action at the MCW Arena, West Kaiser in Osceola, Arkansas. Doors open at 6:30, bell time at 8 p.m. sharp. Rivals explode, bodies hit the mat, and the stars of MCW leaving all in the ring. This ain't just wrestling. This is MCW. Tickets on sale right now. Don't wait. Be part of the action. Follow MCW on Facebook for the latest updates. And be there every Friday night. Or hear about it later. Card subject to change. This summer, Natural State Wrestling is taking over Arkansas. Get ready for hard-hitting action, jaw-dropping moments, and the wildest nights of wrestling you'll see all year long. That's right, on tour, June 12th and 13th, Mammoth Springs, Arkansas, a weekend showdown you do not want to miss. And June the 27th, Newport, Arkansas, the tour finale where everything explodes. NSR is my house now. That's right, bring the family, bring your friends, and get ready to scream. Championships will be defended, grudges will be settled, and legends will be made. Natural State Wrestling Summer Tour. Don't miss it. Get your tickets now before they're gone. Yes, sir. Elijah Dobbs. Text or call at 501-380-5734 or email naturalstatewrestling@gmail.com. Be there! Oh, yeah, that's right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks for everyone that's listening. And you know, right smack in the middle of our shows, we do halftime. Halftime. God, that's cut off quick, didn't it? Oh. Wow. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. Maybe I'm in the wrong spot. Who knows? That was halftime. We're getting started right now. I want to play a video clip and you can hear the sound if you're just doing the audio. This is Triple H on the Cody Rhodes podcast talking about mid-card. Now, I've talked about this before, that everybody can't be pushed, but here is an excellent way of looking at not being in a main event. All right? You can't have everyone in a main event. And just because they're not in the main event does not mean that they're a jobber, okay? So here we go.
I think you might have even been there at the time. I heard Arn one time talking, these guys were putting him over, and there was this conversation about mid-card guys, and he's never going to be champ and all this stuff. And Arn went off on this huge promo about, I don't understand all of you. He said, you guys all see me as a big deal, right? And everybody's like, yeah, you're fucking Arn Anderson.
Yeah.
One of the greatest of all time, blah, blah, blah. He said, I got a Hall of Fame-worthy career. I've got all this stuff, right? He said, mid-carder, nothing more, ever. I never main evented a thing unless I was in the ring with Flair. I never main evented a thing. If I was tagging with Flair, I was in the main event. If I wasn't, nothing, I was a mid-carder. I was a guy there to get guys over on the way to getting up to the Dusties and the Flairs and the people like that. I was a mid-card guy. You guys see me as this unbelievable legend that you all listen to and all this stuff, but when it comes to your own careers, and many of you have already surpassed the position I was ever in, you're miserable about it because you think that you haven't reached the success of other things. Yeah. But yet, I see myself as having this amazing career. I fed my family. I got to do things I would have never done. All this stuff, incredibly successful. Man, what a journey I've had. But if I used your metrics to measure it,
mid-card,
I'm nothing. I never amounted to anything. They wasted my talents. They wasted my ability. They never gave me anything. They never did anything with me.
How'd y'all like that? It sits everything in spot where you got a guy like Arn Anderson, who was a huge star in almost everyone's mind, but he felt like he was mid-card. Everybody has a spot on the card, and Arn Anderson always was there to be mid-card. He worked. That's where he worked. And he was never with the guys that were on his roster back then. Was he going to get the main events unless he was with, was tagging with Ric Flair or somebody like that? You got to think about it. Not every wrestler. I've said this before. When I was doing shows, I liked all kinds of wrestlers, okay? I like the fat, the skinny, whatever. This goes back to that. Every wrestler's not, they're not supposed to be in the main event. Some guys just don't draw money. They draw money as part of the package, but not part of the main event package. I love this. This was perfect. This was very smart. Arn Anderson, one of the greatest of all time. He was with EPW when Gene was there a few weeks back, and they said he was an awesome, awesome person to be backstage with. Good to know. Good to know a guy like that. All right, let me know what you think about mid-card guys, folks. And that was halftime. All right, halftime. That was halftime. I don't dance as much when I'm up here by myself. Still have not heard from Gene. He texted me, said he's waiting on them tater logs. So we'll just have to wait and see whether we'll see him today. What are we going to do now? Can you see? Number 5 is Smarks be acting crazy. Okay. It's always 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 coming up, and it's Smarks be acting crazy. According to Ringside News, a fan crossed the line after WWE's Clash in Italy event by grabbing and attempting to pull Roman Reigns as he was interacting with fans following the show. We have the video. If you are watching the video footage, I can't talk. Video footage circulating. Take a look. What happens is somebody grabs his arm and keeps holding on to it. Now, the video, you think to yourself, oh, wow, he could have just jerked it back. Guys, do me a favor. If you're watching this, you're listening to this, or you're part of professional wrestling in the sense that you're a fan, keep your hands off the wrestlers. We had a story last month with Black, someone grabbing her ass. Guys, this is just as bad. You can't hold on to the wrestler. You can't hold on to him and hope he's going to, come with you. I don't know what. I don't know why fans do that. Don't touch the wrestlers. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you, back in the day, if you touch the wrestlers like that and they pulled once, then they would knock the shit out of you. It's scary. Number one, having his arm and hand like that, you could have easily put a knife in it. All kinds of stuff could go on. That's why at live events, I have talked about this. Keep your hands beyond the barrier. Nobody wants you touching them. I've had it happen to me. It scared the shit out of me. I just didn't like it. And as you can tell, was it Jimmy or Jay? They actually took care of business there and said something to the fan. Big thumbs up to them. All right, we're up to number 4. Well, number 4 is wrestlers behaving badly every month. Former WWE star Joe Henning, best known as Curtis Axel. I can't even say, I can say Henning. I couldn't say that. I got it. Is arrested in Minnesota, faces several charges related to allegedly being drunk and driving. According to reports, police responded to McDonald's drive-thru in St. Francis, Minnesota. Henning was backed his truck into another vehicle. All officers reported found signs of intoxication. Vodka. He had some vodka. He can get third-degree DUI or DWI. He got that. Was charged with it because he would not take a chemical test. He was fighting with the officers. He wasn't going to go anywhere. He had an open bottle possession. That's open bottle. So he had an open bottle in the car. And he was failing to stop after he actually hit the car. Reports also state he refused to exit the vehicle, had to be physically removed by officers, and allegedly used profanity and slurs during the arrest. Wow. Come on, Curtis Axel. You know you're better than that. All right. Then we had, I think we talked about this on another episode of WTF back in the day, but we had a wrestler by the name of El Caruto. See, I have no idea how to pronounce that. He was found guilty of domestic violence and attempted femicide. That's what we had talked about, that word femicide. The charges stem from an incident in 2023. Stephanie Vakura's boyfriend. He was choking her and throwing her against the wall. Arrested shortly after the incident. A guilty verdict has been reached, and sentencing will also happen sometime, either late. They happen sometimes late in May or sometimes here in June. Whew, crazy times, and I just wanted to update everybody. We kind of not made fun of, but it was the first time I think we'd ever heard that term, femicide. So good to hear he's in the jail, and the popo got him. I'm glad. And Stephanie Vakura probably feels a lot safer to think that he's not going to be on the street again. All right, we're up to number 3. Shock me. Wrestling shocking moments for the month. Well, I'm going to show video. All it is, you can see a bunch of people walking around, not being able to get on a train. We put this up for stupid shit that TK does, and just sarcastic about some other things. But this is shock me because what were you thinking? The Double or Nothing pay-per-view, there's been all kinds of criticism with Tony Khan in the pay-per-views lasting forever. Well, it lasted forever this time, and no one had a train to get home. Crazy chaos at the end of that. There's also a major case going on right now with AEW. They filed a lawsuit in Florida against Thriller TV and Thriller Group Incorporated, claiming the company owes them nearly $5 million in unpaid pay-per-view and AEW revenue. Now, I put this here because we talk about AEW, but I don't know, I don't know if I can criticize Tony for this, but here's my deal when stuff like this happens. $5 million in unpaid. At what point did you decide they're not going to pay me? Did you wait till the $5 million? That's the part that bothers me. If I was running a business, $50 million or $50,000, that would be it. 50,000, not 50 million. Why did they wait so long? Apparently, they filed. Thriller TV may have filed bankruptcy, and there's gonna be crazy stuff. And they losing the AEW content. Thriller TV is not going to be able to keep going, probably, because that was a lot of revenue that they remember. The wrestling companies just get a percentage of the pay-per-view, so they're losing a lot of revenue on their part. Dave said close to $12 million would have been theirs annually. All right, that was number 3. All right, up to number 2. According to a Florida arrest affidavit involving Ludwig Kaiser, he's also known as El Grande Americano. Let me say it again. El Grande Americano. Hey, English is hard for me, all right? A guy by the name of Richard Reap told police he was assaulted after confronting El Grande Americano without the mask and a woman in an apartment elevator. Apparently, they were making out and uncontrollably intimate, is what he said, inside the elevator. When the elevator reached the 12th floor, he jumped out and said, "Please have manners." He claims that Ludwig then attacked him. We have found all kinds of other stuff going on about this. There was talk that, and now you got to say Kaiser's girlfriend works for AAA. She is from Mexico. He's from Germany. But apparently the guy said something about ISIS, that he should call ISIS instead of police, since she's probably an illegal. So that might be the reason why Ludwig got all upset. It was all over the internet. He pleaded not guilty, posted a $1,000 bond, got out, and then later on this month, or the month of May, he went on to do the mass versus mass match. Everybody is saying how good it is. Guys, I haven't watched it yet. I do plan to watch it. I'm a long time Lucha Libre fan, in the sense that I watched it for a long time, then quit watching it. Haven't watched it a lot lately, but love the tradition, love what they do with the mask and all that stuff. So I'm excited about seeing it. That was number 2. All right, we're number one, WTF, the WTF News Desk. This article was just made, or this statement was just made for WTF. We had Ric Flair in a podcast talking about his women's. That's right. He says he has slept with over 20,000 women, beating Wilt Chamberlain's record. As you guys will probably remember, Wilt did an autobiography in 1991 saying he had slept with over 20,000 women. Flair went on talking about, his persona per se was he was the nature boy, flashy lifestyle, wealthy, reputation. He also joked around that they weren't all 10s. There was some heavyweights there too. He said something like that. Went on to talk about, it really wasn't relationships. It was just having sex a lot. So 20,000. All right. So with Twitter or X, we had the tweet about Ric Flair says he's been with 20,000 women, though he admits they definitely weren't all 10s. Well, Cheryl came. She said, I'm a math teacher, so I'm going to read exactly what she says for the people who just listen to the audio. My name's Cheryl. I'm a math teacher, so let's do some math. If Ric Flair is 77 years old and we assume he's been active since 18, that's roughly 21,500 days. He would have had to average basically one woman every single day for 59 straight years. No holidays, no sick days, no weekends off. Damn, son. So in other words, we call bullshit. That's right. We call bullshit. All right, guys, you know what I'm fixing to say. Same bad time, same bad channel. That was a WTF News Desk for May on the best little wrestling podcast in the business. Be there. And as everyone knows this by now, I love my mama.